All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Otorimonogatari, Episode 1.
All right.
Sonotori.
Sonotori Otori.
Indeed. So, we have gone through the time travel. We've gone through Hanekawa's resolution of her character arc, and now we are all back in the same place and space time.
Yep.
At least we're pretty sure.
Most things are as it should be.
Yep.
Believe so.
Right. Now we get to see the aftermath of both of those arcs, essentially.
Yes. And we had some stuff seemingly foreshadowed in the first episode of Kabuki that was never resolved, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the stuff with Oshino Ogi.
Yeah.
And then also the little conversation stuff with Yotsugi, which makes me think in some ways that they might do a Yotsuru Yotsugi kind of focus thing as to basically like why they're here. Mm-hmm. You know, as regarding also how you do, fellow kids, Gain Senpai.
Yes, I would also love to see, one, Hanekawa and how she's at right now in just sort of her everyday life. But I would love to see Yozuru, let's just say, come into contact with Shinobu again and be like, that would be great. That would be great.
Yes, without opposed look.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Did you say Yotsuru or Yotsugi?
Yotsugi?
Yotsugi is the blue one that says I said with the post.
Right.
Okay,
Yes,
Yotsuru is the other one.
Right.
Comes in and
I totally said Yotsugi.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I understand.
Yeah.
But y'all, it's good stuff. New arc of Monogatari. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone. We're gonna be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Sengoku. Okay.
Whoa.
More or less. Whoa.
That is very light.
Whoa. What is going on? Whoa.
Okay.
This seems so sad.
Yeah.
Like it's reading off the list of things that someone's going to like.
And this is her voice actress, isn't it?
Yeah, before they die. Yes, that. Yep. Yep. Is this a Sengoku arc?
I guess. I mean, that does make sense because we haven't gotten an actual arc with her since Baka.
A long time. Whoa.
Okay.
It looks like a snake.
Yeah.
Yep. She's alone. She's depressed. She's going over what makes her who she is.
She wants what other people have.
Oh, is that the themes of this arc?
I guess. Maybe?
I like her white hair being like so obviously pointed out at. Whoa! What? Oh, this is the shrine.
Yeah.
This is like all this has happened before and all this will happen again. We're back here at the shrine. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. In media res, let's find out how we got here.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh, what the heck?
She's like a proper Medusa.
Huh. Snake hair girl now, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you.
I mean, does Araragi really accept that? No way!
Whoa.
No way!
Oh.
Oh, man!
Tentacle powers are OP. Oh. Well.
This is quite the start to an arc.
Yep. Oh my god.
We just got through a very successful example of Araragi rejecting somebody, and now we're dealing with the less positive example, I guess. Ooh, going backwards.
Nice. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh. Oh boy. I've been thinking, like, I guess, Sengoku's just in the background waiting for her moment for Doki Doki. Nadeko Medusa. Oh, but they okay.
Yeah. All right. I wonder why it's called Nadeko Medusa.
Story traces back 1,000 years. No
Wait,
big
what?
deal. No big deal. Okay. So we're going to see things from her perspective now. That's awesome. Whoa. Yeah. When they fixed everything with her.
Oh, here's Oki.
Okay.
Wait.
What the?
Okay. Right, and she doesn't have hands. Or her sleeves are just really long.
Contrary to my expectations. This character is so different. I love it.
Yeah.
Sense of faux pas.
Oh.
Oh boy. Wait.
Okay.
Okay. Ah! Okay. Huh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's great.
What is going on? This is...
All right.
Purely. But they can be for a long time. Yeah, there hasn't been any response since you... I mean... Not everyone. This is so meta. What is going on? But why did Ogi even come this way if they end up going the complete other direction? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, this is weird. Seeing things from her perspective. Oh, and all the other people. Huh. Oh. So back when he was doing his whole scheme thing. Whoa.
Huh.
Whoa. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
And that's why you brought up her allowance earlier of the 1,200 yen.
Sure.
Yep, that's typical kind of
Mm-hmm.
junior high age things that people care about. Oh.
Now everything's stale.
Crap. Jeez.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Are you sure?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So we get them coming to help, but
Yeah, but
it seems like there's going to be a lot more that, you know.
no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, we're being... Here we go.
Not a little bit of jealousy or envy or anything like that?
Yep.
No. No.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Blindfold.
Holy crap.
Okay.
It's got like double helixes of words or kanji in it, and they're not telling us what they mean or say.
So is this like a metaphor for how Sengoku's been ignoring things, but it's actually this, the snake has gotten bigger kind of a thing? Or
yeah, because her situation was never fully solved way back when. Oh.
okay. Huh.
So on the one hand, this is crazy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I feel like it's actually kind of simple.
Right. I mean,
but maybe I'm missing something here.
Well,
because obviously she's been in love with Araragi for forever.
And the snake is the poison of like envy and jealousy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So she's jealous,
right?
And she's been ignored for all this time.
Yeah. So it festers and
it grows and grows and grows.
Yep.
And she, she's like, I don't know what's causing this. What? Why would this thing be so big? And it's the whole thing of, no, you're not a victim. You totally know why this has gotten bigger to where you can't ignore it.
Yeah, the whole thing of like, even if I knew what would happen, I think I still would have said yes.
Yeah. Yeah, also the thing of her wanting to say, like, well, it's different from last time, trying to separate it as if, like, last time, no, that's, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's probably very, very similar to that. I guess we'll see. Fire Sisters!
Yes.
Oh!
Mm-hmm. Well, right.
What?
So what they're saying is that Nadeko's really salty.
Oh, is that supposed to be Kaiki?
I think so. Yeah.
Nadeko Medusa.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have Nadeko focus.
Yes, indeed. And
Sengoku.
Yeah, as far as like this seems both straightforward and at the same time
an odd cold open.
Yeah, utterly confusing and complicated. Like, because okay, Nadeko has her issue, which seems fairly straightforward in the idea of the the venom of jealousy and envy and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, she loves Araragi.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's rather natural. Okay, right. Cool. And she has not been reciprocated in her feelings and such, so that will make sure that it went that way. But she ends up in a situation where we are supposed to, I would say, come under the maybe a little bit of the kind of the debate of whether or not she's a victim or not, and that was the thing that kept getting repeated here.
Right.
Was,
well,
the idea of whether or not she's a victim, and then we have Oshino Ogi talking about whether or not you're actually a victim here, or
well, and what I would think it is, this is just me spitballing based on what they've done so far, but I would think it's that she sees herself as a victim so that way she doesn't have to do anything about it because the path of basically doing the Hanakawa thing, right? And saying, I love you, I want to marry you, and then getting shot down, right? That's something she doesn't want to deal with, which totally makes sense. She's younger and all that stuff, right? So it's a huge deal, right? And she's kind of known him for forever, right? Because childhood friends of his sisters, so there you go, right? And then because of that, it festers, it builds up into something, even more toxic and unhealthy and all that stuff. Because maybe she thinks she's powerless. She feels maybe like she's still getting choked by the snakes like she was earlier. Right. And the way then she can maybe solve this is by realizing that she does have control. She is not, in the same way that she was thinking, regardless of whether I knew what would have happened with the snake, I still would have said yes, the idea that she didn't have a choice. No, she does, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's also the connection that Ogi makes with saying, there's the phrase thinking little of victims, but that's just merely saying wrongdoers are victims. And then when she finally kind of gets possessed fully or afflicted by the snake, she then goes, or the snake then goes, no, there are no victims, just everyone is a wrongdoer. And this is my uncle, though, I think he hated that train of thought, meaning they're basically two battles of ideas here. It says, well, it just might be that oftentimes the world only has victims. In other words, flip that again, and maybe you weren't purely a victim from the beginning. So, yeah. And in this story, that may just be beginning to surface. It's like they're kind of just telling us how this premise is all gonna go out.
Well, the stuff that Ogi says is just like even more difficult to understand, because is Ogi like time traveling maybe or something?
Is Ogi the leftover nonsense from Kabuki that has somehow
I don't know,
because she mentions Hachikuji almost in the standpoint of she's aware of Kabuki's,
right,
existence of a story, that story existing,
and so, she's the niece of Oshino,
so she could be from the other timeline. She could be from the other timeline since it was saved,
potentially.
Since Araragi saved it, there's no reason why that wouldn't play out. And since they know that the dimension hopping is possible, Ogi could be just, a being from the future of that dimension that Araragi saved, because he ended up having the conversation with both Shinobus. So that's something to think about. But anyway, it seems like Ogi kind of bumped in here to kind of kickstart the... in some ways also kickstart the arc also as well, because this is something kind of funny, is all I might have to do here in order to solve this situation is just mention the name Araragi senpai and then everything will be okay. And then how should I laugh this off? Yeah, I'm Araragi senpai's underclassman. Yeah. Oh, no good. Totally screwed up from the outset. What if that's just the bad joke of this arc, is that Ogi's kind of casual treatment of
is what instigates it
actually
now.
Made it happen and pop up now, right. And now Sengoku's just
the case about Sengoku-chan is basically a side story anyway.
But that's internal thoughts.
No, she's
not saying that out loud. It shouldn't end up like Tsubasa senpai staying at the Hanakawa's house. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Because, Nadeko's completely silent during this whole thing here. And we get to see the situation with her class being this way. We tie in things with Kaiki and his whole hilarious shenanigans actually being something that she blames. Well, right, but she blames... this whole thing as being the reason why this is all this way,
which is basically saying that they're all victims, which is a tie-in there potentially.
Sure, but I think they're bringing up the point here in that there's the potential thing that it's more it's more shades of gray than it's just a thing of where you can just go all these people are victims or all these people are not victims.
Yeah, potentially.
It's more complicated than that. So.
One of the things I was a little bit wondering about, since they had the whole thing with her being a Medusa at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Now
absolutely destroys.
Right. Now, one of the things that is a deal with Medusas is that they're supposed to turn things that look at them into stone.
Right.
Right. Now maybe this, Medusa is going to be done a little bit differently. Because, sure. Different cultural mythologies and all that stuff. I don't know. But, so maybe... But and this probably isn't right, but when we saw the classmates and they had those they were just whatever the design was,
colorful,
that almost made me and Sengoku was talking about how everything was stale. It almost made me think of people that had been turned to stone.
Sure.
And okay. in the same way, and maybe it's something where she's kind of almost been turned to stone herself, not literal in any literal sense, but in sure. Progressing, and dealing with the stuff inside her, she's kind of become frozen into time, and then only when Ogi shows up and basically rattles everything around does it stop,
Sure.
and the whole thing of her just sitting underneath the shrine and and all that stuff, it feels like Nadeko very much has this thing of needing to move on rather than because when I think about Nadeko in comparison to Hanekawa, right, both of them, like Araragi, both of them need to come to terms with the fact that basically Araragi doesn't like them, but they're different people. So what's going to be the way that their issues are done differently, right?
Yeah.
And in Nadeko's, maybe it's because it really does revolve around Araragi, whereas with Hanakawa, it was dealing with her own internal turmoil over her family situation and how she saw herself as needing to be, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas maybe for Nadeko, it's something where that's all she has. So if she doesn't have that, she doesn't have anything. And now she's kind of just going through life like a statue. And maybe I'm just grasping at straws here, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at the way they're telling this story again out of direct linear order.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring up this whole Kaiki situation in the beginning, in the middle of the episode here, in where she's talking about it. Makes me seem like there's this. It makes me feel like there's some context here surrounding things that we've seen before with Kaiki that had a rippling effect on Sengoku here that we're not actually fully aware of, because she never answers the question as to why he's important, or at the very least why he had all this influence here, other than the idea of what he sold as his business. Because she says, "Oh no, I've talked about him as if we've met, but I've never met him. However, we're more than simple acquaintances as far as how we've interacted. He's super important. You could say he's a VIP, since my life deviated greatly because of him."
Right, because I think and I could be wrong, but her arc in Bake was tied to the Fire Sisters, right? Because of that whole thing that was happening there, which was explored more in Nisei, and that's where we met Kaiki, which was the cause of all this stuff. So he was still the cause of Nadeko's arc, kind of, in Bake.
Yes.
Even though she didn't have any direct contact with him.
Right, but she knows of his existence, so she somehow went and tracked kind of this whole process through herself. Or discovered it in some ways.
Yeah, I think it was just something that, like, a lot of people were talking about at school, like the whole idea of getting the magic charms and things like that.
But one of the things that I'm seeing here that's kind of interesting is the whole thing of saying this might be helpful for us as the audience to kind of keep track of the causal relationship between specific events.
A little reminder with all the things that have happened over the course of the show.
But it might be more than that, where it's something where Nadeko is the kind of person who would take that kind of stuff so seriously, to where she's been spending time kind of tracing things back herself, so she knows also who to blame. Because when you think about someone who has kind of envy or jealousy or some kind of, I would say, some passionate feelings towards a specific person, and there seems to be either she has to justify it as that she's a victim, and just you know, this situation is one where she's the underdog here.
Right.
That could be it. And there's the other one where it's the environment is basically against her. Everything is working against her. It's not that she's the negative or anything, that she's got anything wrong that she's doing. It's the environment doing wrong
hence
things
her being
her.
The victim. Her not needing to worry about it. Yeah.
In some ways, it feels like a snake eating its tail. It all kind of cycles back on itself.
Yeah, basically ignoring your own issues and making it so that you don't need to grow again. The whole turn to stone, frozen in time kind of a thing, because it's all the fault of Araragi for not loving her. It's the fault for Senjigahara of, you know, like meeting Araragi and, you know, yeah.
But whenever we see her internal stuff, she rejects the idea of all these victim-minded. There's a part here where she's basically talking about like how much she hates these victim-minded mentalities here. It's very much in this beginning part here.
Talking about all the petty things that they would ask for, you know, and try and figure out the charms.
Right. Yeah, she does make mention of where she feels like she found out about how her classmates really feel about her. That's a part of this as well.
Oh, sure.
I'm trying to remember where it shows the little flash that was like I hate these victim like things. So I almost want to go back to the beginning, because there's a couple parts here that have.
Yeah, the beginning part was
feels like the most important.
Mm-hmm. Now, the beginning part is probably what happened post her agreement with the snake at the end of this episode.
Yep.
But before Araragi and Shinobu show up.
Before 10 p.m., yeah.
Right. So in a sense, this episode almost feels like a closed loop. Like there's nothing extra that we really need to figure out in this episode. Like all the pieces kind of tied together in a string.
I think there's more past stuff, actually.
Sure.
Remember how she said this episode... not this episode, but this story goes back 1,000 years. I think that's kind of the thing of saying her saying that this has been going on for a very long time. It's obviously, I would say, more of a thing of where it might be a symbolic thing, or it might be something tied to the aberration specifically that she's dealing with.
Sure.
Or it's the age of the shrine,
or just the fact that for as long as she's been around, right?
Yes.
Since the beginning of her time, this has been an issue, right? She loved Araragi. She didn't know what to do about it. She wasn't able to say anything, and she was aware that it wasn't going to go her way.
Yeah, there's also a lot of stuff in here where when she's having Araragi and Shinobu coming here, and they're basically being like, "Oh, we're going to attack you. We're going to exterminate you."
Yeah, and the Flash is saying, "I wanted him to save me, and I wanted to be exterminated."
Yeah, exactly. So...
Oh wait, no. There's plenty of stuff we still need to see. Because Araragi shows up in this condition, and he's already been poisoned, and that's why he's not regenerating. So clearly, there's a good amount that happens in between.
Yes. Yes.
Like, this is the final confrontation, not the first confrontation.
Right.
Right, and then here she says, "It was me, it was my fault, with no room for extenuating circumstances." So she's come to accept the fact that she is no longer the victim. Right.
Yeah. So she's going to let out her emotions, her frustration at the person who is... In some ways, we're coming full circle again on another thing that I've always had like kind of this impressive admiration for Araragi for, and also this kind of maybe this other bit where he can't keep doing this forever, is that he constantly feels like he can take everyone else's emotions and burdens and problems on himself. So if she's basically in the mode of, okay, like now I have to let it all out, and she finally probably tells him, how she feels, in the same way as kind of like Hanakawa.
Right. Yeah, it's protecting herself by basically going to the opposite because she hates him because of all the pain that she's feeling, which means that she's still blaming him, essentially.
Well, no, she still does in the moment there. I would say she hates him for ignoring her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not the opposite only. It's a real feeling.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Right. If the human heart was never in conflict with itself, we wouldn't have this show.
Right. Right. Yeehaw. You finally did it, Nadeko.
Eldritch blast. Yeah.
Yeah. And she laughs.
Right.
In her. Yeah.
Right, because she's finally broken his heart like he broke hers.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Bitterness, poison.
Right, then they do the whole, it goes back 1,000 years. Tracing back too far. Let's go back to the day I can speak about from my experience. And it started from the day I met
Kuchinawa-san, which I guess is the name of the snake?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
She talks about how she's depressed on her way to school.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, I guess I'm trying to find them. There were these little flashes where she would give her things there, and I clearly saw them.
Gotta say, that's a long name for a middle school, though.
Okay, well, I'll find them at some point. But then we get this part here where she then calls him, and it's, hey, she's doing, I believe, what she said she would do. Like, if there are any issues like this, call me and let them know what's going on. And then she tries to, be honest in her communication there, and then...
and she mentions that she's glad that she's going to get to see him, basically. And he's like, wait, what? You're glad that this is... Wait, huh? That's not normal to be glad that there's trouble with an aberration? What's going on? Should I head over there right now?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And she's like, no, wait. Crap.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And
I really feel bad for her here because this is the classic bit of her stomaching, you know, the feelings.
Well, and if it's going in line with the whole victim thing, then there's the idea that, you know, again, right, if she still is the victim, right, is it something where she wants to be the victim? She wants something like this to happen to her because then it will at least get Araragi to pay attention to her.
Right, it's the Freudian slip of sorts. Basically, like, I want your help. I want your attention, no matter what type of attention it is.
Right.
Because, you know, I want your everything, like the OP says.
Yeah. Even if later it's him coming to exterminate her.
Yeah.
And if you think about the idea of a Medusa, usually it was something where they were, like, it was, you know, someone that became so obsessed with their self-image, right? Mm-hmm. And wanting to essentially have control over others and to possess others, right? That they ended up turning other people into objects that they could just keep around them forever, you know, as pretty little statues, as their little playthings.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what it is here, is that she wants to possess Araragi, right?
Yeah, she wants everything.
Yep.
And I do like, that he kind of gives that retroactive look of, if I had known, you know, everything that I know now, I would have done this the same way all over again.
Yep.
Or she's like, I'm sure I would have done it the same way.
Right, which goes to show how it's coming from a very deep place in her.
Yeah.
A very, you know, bitter, you know, twisted kind of place where all of the you know, the poison isn't just coming from the snake.
Yeah. And we tie in everything back all together with the original point from where the snakes were all slaughtered and their carcasses laid here on the tree and such. Which, look at this thing. Look at this thing.
Yep.
Because wasn't there a snake that got away?
Yes. And I think they said it would return to the person who originally put the curse on her.
Oh.
So maybe you think she put the curse on herself?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Like that we're coming all the way back full circle from that.
Right. I mean, they did say who put the curse on her before, but it was just classmate. You know, some of her classmates kind of a thing. Yeah. And since we didn't actually see them, it could be that it's not important and that is what it is and it's that simple. Or it could be... Yeah.
Yeah. But, this is a thing. Nautico arc. All right.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for it. I want to see how they handle I would say, a more or less a mistake from Araragi's past. Because I do believe that in a lot of ways with how things were handled back then, it always struck me, or not struck me, but more rubbed me the wrong way.
Gotcha.
Sorry, that was a bad pun because of all the snakes and twisting poison and stuff like that. But it always rubbed me the wrong way with how it was handled exactly. It felt like it wasn't done as well as all the other situations that were handled.
More of dealing with the aberration rather than dealing with the person kind of thing?
Yep. Or the person fully coming to their own kind of realization themselves on how they can solve it. I look back to a lot of things that happened in Nisei specifically as being a way where a lot of things were like definitively like solved.
Yes.
Bake had some as well, but they were more, I would say, specific, because Hanakawa's was a big, like,
it was
a long snake you had to pull out from, basically.
Right. And that was not the beginning or the end.
Exactly.
You know?
But like Senjugahara's was really well handled.
Kanbaru's excellent.
Hachikuji's, yeah. But every time I thought back on Sengoku's, I'm like, well, I guess, you know, at some point we'll come back to her. But I always thought it was kind of a meta joke because Araragi doesn't really think much about her. So in the way that he was ignoring her, that was something that would end up becoming a problem at some point. But this is way bigger. Yeah, I think this is exactly it, but I think it's way bigger than what we thought it was like ever gonna be. So all right. that's the beginning of Otorimonogatari, Nadeko Sengoku, or Sengoku Nadeko. One of those two. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there, and any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general. You can get involved with the community there. There's a big one for Monogatari, and you can also talk with Jacob about the book he wrote.
That's right. My sci-fi novel, Battle Lines, is still available for order on Amazon. The link's in the description, so go check it out, leave a review, and check out the other reviews on there too.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.